Oh, hey guys, how's it going? It's freaking, what is it today? You know that period between Christmas and New Year's when you have no idea what the frig's really going on and you can't remember what day it is? Yeah, totally experiencing that. Like, if it wasn't for my Fitbit here telling me it's Wednesday, I think it's like Saturday or Tuesday or some nonsense. Oh, I'm gonna let the scruffy fluffy puppy wuppy out. It's currently almost noon. It's quarter to noon. And tonight, after work, we got some stuff that we're gonna do. Basically, with the new additions to the fishing stuff, we now have a fish finder and a heater to carry with us, and I kind of want to modify the Smitty Sled that, and I gotta fix it because I kind of broke it. You'll see. Anyway, something I want to do with the Smitty Sled is I got a couple milk crates in the garage, and I want to tack one to it. Reason being is then I can throw the heater in it, some propane tanks, the fish finder, and then lay the clam on top of the Smitty Sled, and then throw my auger on top of the clam and put my cooler. I was actually thinking about getting a bucket instead. I don't know. Thinking about getting a bucket instead of the chair. Something that I can... The problem with the chair is I sit down, and because of the way my boots are, it's a real pain in the ass to get back up. It's not easy. It'd be easier if the chair had arms, but clam not big enough for armchair. But that may change. I may actually change out the chairs and grab one of my armchairs and pull that other chair out of there and just throw that on top of the clam as well. But yeah, anyway, I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? I need to attach something to the clam to haul extra things. Like when I have my thermos full of minnows or whatever, it doesn't fit in the cooler, so I got to put it somewhere. If I have the milk crate, we're good to go. You know, later on I might get a 5-pound propane tank to drag along with me with the heater. It'd be nice to have a spot to put it where it's secure, and inside of a milk crate will do the job. So I still got a lot of work to get done today. We still got 5 hours left in the shift. I'm just waiting for Shipbreak to come back in here. He's out there just rifling one off, or he's... Come on, Oreo. He's being disgusting and eating his own poop. Now, if you recall, I built that Smitty Sled in my driveway pre-snow. One of the problems when I said I broke it is one of the screws backed out of the skis, and I noticed it when I was dragging it back on the last rip, that there was resistance on the plowed area, and I thought it was sand on the ground, but it turns out it was actually the screw backed itself out. What we're gonna do is I'm thinking the issue was caused by the flex in the ski and the actual skis. It's the way I built it, I didn't build it right. I frigged up. But whatever, we're gonna try and make do for this year, because next year I got a whole battle plan for an idea for a fishing shanty for a one-man runner. Even though I got the clam, I'd like to get something a little bit more compact, because on Sunday when I went out fishing, I was by myself and I didn't set up the clam. I literally drilled a couple holes and I was bouncing from hole to hole to hole to hole, just dangling and having a good time. And I got to thinking that it'd be neat if I could set up quickly, rip a hole, drop a line, throw my fish finder in there, check, dangle for a bit. There's no activity after 10-15 minutes. Pick up, grab my shit, run with it, rip another hole, drop the fish finder, take a look and see. You know, it takes a while to take down and put that tent thing back up, and it's not exactly something I can just pick up and throw on the Smitty Sled because it's awkward, and it won't stay on there. And it's also bigger than the Smitty Sled. I'd have to have a even longer Smitty Sled to pull that one off. But because the center is a pivot and there's nothing really to support in the center, I'd have to put a cross member across the two 2x4s going this way to give it a brace so that it would sit on there and be comfortable and not fold in half and taco. Mind you, it shouldn't fold in half and taco with the cross members up above, but it would put a lot of stress on those cheap aluminum rods, probably to the point where they would bend and break. I'm not looking to destroy this thing. It's just easier. I saw it on a video. In Japan, they use them for ice fishing, and it's literally a sled, and then it's got a tarp on it with a bunch of bars. And when you sit down, you grab it and you pull it over like a hood of a hoodie, but it's just a giant thing that goes over top of you, and it covers you and the hole, so then you can just dangle and you're out of the wind. And I was looking at that going, you know what, that'd be a good idea to build. Get a sled, put your auger in it, put your heater in it, mount a chair to it, whatever, little bar stool, whatever you want. Get to where you're going, load up your rod, sit down, rip the thing over top of you and dangle. Just have at her. I know Struckus has one. He got one off Kijiji, a quick deploy, so now he can run and gun with his sled. But I basically wanted to build one, and there's a whole bunch of instructables out there on how to do it. And you can do it with PVC piping, you can do it with metal bar, whatever you want. PVC would probably be the optimal solution for weight, because remember, I don't have a sled. I'm going to be walking this thing on the ice. So the lighter the better, the less energy I got to spend to get my shit out there, the better it is for me. That is what we will be doing. Actually, right now what I'm going to be doing is taking some fish, throwing it in the air fryer, or in the Instant Pot, and cooking up my lunch. But yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Modifying and fixing the freaking Smitty. Oh man, I must really freaking like my my spice. Okay, I must really like my spice here, because look at that, halfway down the freaking container already, just hammering it. I love this, man. Goes great on fish, goes great on turkey. I tried it on turkey, by the way, it was awesome. Dad didn't want to try it, but that's okay. He's not brave enough. It's fine. I get it. I freaking get it. It's okay. But anyway, guys, before I do anything tonight, gotta go to Canadian Tire once again for another curbside visit, because I don't have any screws, and I ordered some screws for this, and you're gonna see how I'm gonna mount it. You're probably gonna think it's stupid. Maybe you think it's awesome. Who knows? But without further ado, I gotta get back to work, and there's a lot of people in the queue. Fun. All right, peace. All right, guys. We're finally done. Let's go to Canadian Tire. Wow, is it ever warm out here right now. This would be a good night to go give her a dangle. I forgot of something too. I was going to go out on nippening. I can't even speak, guys. Can't even speech right now. But I was going to go up for the nipping opener. But I just realized there's a complication with that. The only complication I have is the fact that my license expires tomorrow. Yep. Now mind you, I can just renew it. And I always have my phone on me. Last year, for the first couple weeks of this past summer, for the first couple weeks of me fishing, I didn't have a physical license. I just had the email from the MNRF showing my license. So if the warden, I guess game warden, came around and started asking to see people's licenses, they could have just scanned my phone, pulled the barcode off of there, and seen that I was legit. So not a problem. I could probably do that again this year. One joy to registering online is that exact thing. All right, we'll go over to Canadian Tire. We'll pick up the supplies for modding the sleigh, as well as for running the heater. It's like I said, I didn't grab any propane yet. Kind of sort of need that. So we'll get that shit in there. We'll get our shit in here. And let's pitter patter and head over to Canadian Tire. Again. Back at her. Yeah, one of these. Down there at good old Canadian Tire. Picking up the goods. Kind of pissed off, right? Canadian Tire does this thing where they give you money, like Canadian Tire money. Used to be they actually gave you physical money. I've probably shown it on the channel before. But now what they do is it's virtual money, it's points, and it's dollars. Okay, they're coming out. So the thing is there was a deal on my app for 25 times the money on fishing stuff, and I didn't get to use it yesterday. I bought some stuff today to set up the tip up, which is not going to be anywhere near the money that I need for... Is that my shit? That's not my shit. It's not going to be anywhere near the money that I need for my that I'm getting for my tip up stuff. But if I would have done that for the fish finder yesterday, guys, man, I would have made bank on Canadian Tire money. Kind of PO'd, but we'll let her go. Anyway, just waiting for my shit so we can get the hell out of here and go home. Grab the Smitty Sled, bring it in the house. I guess we're going to work on it in the living room because I got no room outside to do it. And garage ain't exactly a workshop. It's a car storage container. Yeah, we're just going to go home and build a Smitty Sled. Frig it. Let's pitter patter. Alrighty, we got the goods. Let's go home. Alright guys, I think before I go in the house, I'm going to grab my shovel and just clear the end of the driveway here. The rest of the driveway is kind of fine. It's not too bad. But I'm just wearing my little shoes here, so I'm gonna put on something, a bit of grip, grab a scraper, get it out there and just kind of assault it. And then we'll grab the shite from the truck, grab the Smitty Sled, grab my cordless drill, bring it in the house, and fix. Well, can't confirm. I also have Chippy living in my garage. Not hard to get in here. The door doesn't close right. Alright, I gotta grab my gloves. I forgot to. Go clear this snow and then go modify the Smitty Sled. Knew I should have checked this invoice before I left because it didn't include the screws I ordered. I ordered a bunch of 4-inch screws to fix the friggin' Smitty with, and the sea suckers never put it on here. Got my tip-up line, got my propane cylinders, got my invisible line for leader, and I got my ultraviolet flashlight so I can charge up my lures. There's the propane tanks there. 20 bucks you get 3. Like I said, it's $9 per. So it doesn't make sense to buy them individually because it'd be $27 for 3 or 20 bucks for 3. You're better off to buy 3 and get 20 bucks. Mind you, that's a temporary solution until I get the hose and the 5-pounder, and then I'll just haul a 5-pounder down with me, use that when it's empty, get it filled up. It doesn't cost much to fill a 5-pounder, like 4 or 5 bucks, which is really efficient. Also bought some braided polar tip-up line. It's a 20-pound test, so should be pretty good to haul pike. And for a leader to not spook the fish, we got some 20-pound fluorocarbon. This stuff's really good for abrasion and that, so those toothy bastards won't bite through it. And like I said, I bought myself a UV flashlight so that I can charge up my glow-in-the-dark little guys, because that's a good thing to do. So there you go, little UV light. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. All right, let me get my shit. We'll go into the living room and we'll start working on the Smitty Sled. We're gonna need the carpenter's. Oh, did I not close this? Did it dry out? Let's go in the living room. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna pull the skis, glue them on, bolt them back down. This time it should hold. See, that's where I wanted to stick the crate. It was right there. Then put my heater in there and my fish finder. Maybe a propane tank or 2. But that's not gonna happen because dumb McFrigstick didn't add the friggin'. This is why I like shopping on my own, not relying on some dumb minimum wage person to fill a cart. Because they don't give a shit. They're just paid minimum wage. They're getting paid whether or not my orders are filled. And why go back? I'll figure something out. Anyway. So what I'm gonna do is pull these screws out, glue it, put them back in. Do the same on the bottom. Okay, I attached it. However, I got an idea. You remember when I first bought supplies for this thing? I bought screws that were too small. Well, that's gonna work for what I want to do. Back out to the gurge we go. We're gonna hunt for supplies. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab some screws. I'm wondering, oh man, it's freaking snowing again. Great. I just finished cleaning my driveway. I love doing that over and over again. I make this joke every year, and this year will be no different, guys. Whoever said to do a job right, you'll never have to do it twice, has obviously never shoveled a Canadian driveway before. Just saying. Now, I know I had some screws over here-ish somewhere. But when did I leave them over there? Over there. I walked right by them. I'm an idiot. We already know this. However, I was thinking, because I do that sometimes, piece of wood. No, I don't need it. Well, I do need a little piece to sit inside of the milk crate so I can bolt it down to the 2x4. And this might do just fine. I'm going to cut off a chunk. Alright, good enough good stuff. This should do what I want it to do, hopefully. Let's get around. Dirty bird. God, she's filthy. So, actually, I got my red chair in there, and I'm thinking about swapping it out for one of these armchairs. Just because they're easier to get out of, because you can push off the arms. And those boots, they lift your feet so high off the ground that it makes it a little bit harder to do things. I do have those screws over here, right? That is a thing. Oh, these things are still holding up. Never really got to play with those. Bought them last year. Strucker said those fries are good. Bought them, and I think I used like one. And then I just went back to using live bait. Thought for sure I had a pack of... There's one. I need more than just one. Knock them down? Oh boy. Alright, well, freak sakes. Gonna have to scavenge for a screw. Well, that sounds like a great title to a movie, eh? Scavenge for a screw. Okay, so we're back. And I just realized now that I mounted this friggin' milk crate a little crooked, but you know what? I don't care. So here's my battle plan. Sorry for the lighting. Yeah, the lighting's shit. I'm gonna take this piece of wood, put it down in here, drive a couple screws through it, send it through, lock it in place. This thing won't go anywhere. This side I'm using a strap. Thought about cutting the strap and using it on this side too. And you know what? I like that idea better. I'm gonna do that. My big question is will this even fit in here? And that answer is hard. Oh, it will, but crooked. So that kind of sucks. Okay. I need a bigger container on here. Damn it. We'll make this work. So for anybody out there wondering, Buddy heater, not the mist like the big one, but the one that I have is actually wider than a propane tank, because I know I can slide a propane tank in one of these milk crates and it's fine. Good to know. Alrighty, would you just look at it? You can lift the damn freaking sled by the milk crate it's in there. Couple straps, couple screws, good to go. Good to go. You know what really chaps my ass though is I had this Gorilla Glue way before I built the Smitty Sled, because I fixed the closet door using this as basically wood filler. You're probably not supposed to do that, I don't care. And I should have done this with the Smitty Sled to begin with, but I didn't because I'm stupid. But whatever, we'll get it done now. That would be good for nipple opener. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, after this guys, I'll show you guys where I was fishing the past couple times on Google Maps, in case you were wondering, because I had a lot of people ask me what lake I was on. So I'm going to show you something fishermen normally don't do. But I'm going to do it because I'm different. You already knew that. So here is the reason why I want to glue it, because these screws are backing out. Probably should have done this side first, not attach that thing right away. Whatever. Gonna go ahead and take these screws out, take the ski off, glue it, re-screw it. Alrighty, all glued up, good to go. So we got all the friggin' holes glued, all the skis glued on. Once that hardens, it should be a little better. Smitty 2.0, boys. Smitty 2.0. This is not even its final form. Like, we're gonna keep going with it. Keep on building onto it and keep on doing stuff with it. And like I said, over the winter, spring, see what happened here. See, a scratch from pulling it through the parking lot. It's cheap kid skis, eh? They're not exactly the greatest, but whatever. I want to keep an eye out for downhill skis that are a little longer and cheap on Kijiji or the marketplace. Pick them up and store them for the winter. Not going to use them yet. And then this summer I want to build my ice fishing running gun setup. Where literally, you sit down, your heater's already installed in it, ready to go. Tell me that isn't a big pile of shit. Okay, good, it's just water. Your heater's already installed in it, ready to go. Your tackle's in there, your rod's in there. You literally pull it to the location, grab your auger, rip a hole, sit down, pull the canopy over your head, boom shakalaka, get to fishing, right? That's what I want to build. And I got the idea from an Instructable that I got off that Pinterest site. So it's kind of neat, I guess. It's alright. Gonna let that sit in the living room tonight. Exactly how it is. Let that dry overnight and cure. I don't plan on putting a workout in tonight, maybe tomorrow night for New Year's Eve. Might just go balls deep in the gym for a couple hours. There's one thing I wanted to grab though, and that is my tip up. This is the tip up that Struckus gave me. It's a Polar tip up, the original by HT. And I'm gonna have to research exactly how you load these things because I don't have the foggiest. And as you saw, I bought some line, some leader, so we are good in that department. So let's go upstairs. I'm going to show you on the Google Maps here where we were fishing. Alrighty guys, this is basically the lake here that we were fishing at for ice fishing. It's called Lake Nosbonsing. It's a fairly large lake, like it's pretty good. Not as big as Nipissing where we normally go, which is this massive body of water right here, but it's got some good fish and it's got some good regulations too, which is pretty decent. Now, where I was fishing, let me find it, I got lost. Yeah, right here. So this right here is where my buddy's camp is. So you come off of the, yeah, this is where I was parked, right here. Ish. Okay, let's go into topographical mode here. Sorry, I was parked right over here. And we walked out and we were fishing right around here-ish. There was a guy who came up on a sled from this house right here and told me if I want to catch some good fish, I need to fish in this area here. Between this island and here. Now, there is a boat launch access right here off of South Shore Road. I just don't know exactly how the heck. Looks like take Big Moose, follow it down, then ride Village Road. Yeah, ride Village Road, and then so he said basically walk out here, rip a hole, and you do a lot better right here. So I may give that a try someday, but right now, like I said, it's currently the 30th. Tomorrow's the last day. Then Lake Nipissing's open again. And I can fish this massive body of water. Now normally where Sarah and I were fishing last year was right friggin' here. There's the dock we're fishing off of. There's that little canopy thing and the tippy docks where I was trying to catch pike, and we would stand right around here-ish and we would throw, and we do pretty good. So worst case, come over here, park my truck, drag my Smitty down here, and just walk it out to like here-ish or further, whatever. Rip a hole and give her a dangle, boys. This Calendar Bay is loaded with fish, so bound to find something. And then I can always, even for a cheaper solution, is come down here to the government dock, which is in town, not far to drive. Park in the parking lot, grab the Smitty, go to this boat launch. Well, that one kind of sucks. There's another spot too. See, a good spot to fish, it's going to sound funny, this is the North Bay Water Treatment Plant, aka the shit plant. Going out here is a good spot to fish because the water's warm, because all the water that they treat gets spit back out warm, drives the fish in. For some reason, people think the fish are eating poop, but they're not shooting poop into the lake. Just water that's been used to treat poop. So, or whatever. A lot of people will set up their shacks out here because the fish naturally want to go to this area because of how warm it is. So, kind of anxious to give her a go. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give that Smitty overnight to cure, and then tomorrow we're going to move it outside and see how she held up. So, guess I'll chime back in tomorrow. Alrighty, guys. We got Smitty Sled all situated now. Glue should have dried overnight. Everything should be good. Everything feels good. Everything feels nice and dry on this side. Alright, I'm going to get this thing out of here. We're going to take it outside. Show you what we did. Gotta love how garbage day and your neighbor's garbage blows all over your freaking lawn. I don't even eat this garbage. Stouffer's Kraft and mac and cheese. Bet you this package here is like 400 calories. It's probably the tiniest little tray you ever did eat. Anyway, enough bitching about that. Here's the Smitty Sled. Modified, glued, and screwed, and good to go. A lot more stability, a lot more strength, a lot more durability. Should be able to hold up to more damage. And the new add-on, the basket. So what I did was I just used some straps and screwed them down to the wood to offer support, and it's strong enough where you can actually lift the whole Smitty Sled up in the air. Now this here will hold my heater if I put it sideways, put a propane tank over there. It won't hold the heater in the fish finder, unfortunately. Didn't think that one through, but I think what I might do later on is we might remove that. That's why I'm glad it's strapped on, so we can just remove it. And I might put a support across here of some fashion and attach a tote or something so I can put stuff in the tote and then have the clam over here and we'll be good. Yeah, Smitty Sled modifications version 2.0. It's not the end, it's not its final form. There will be more modifications. I expect things to break too along the way. Already broke once, fixed it with glue. We'll see how well carpenter glue holds up in the cold. No idea what to expect. Alrighty, got her back in the garage there. So I plan on going out tomorrow for an ice fishing rip. Test out the new gear, the new heater, the new, all that fun stuff. That'll be interesting. Also, I renewed my fishing license. So we're no longer on that conservation license. We're now on a sports license. And basically what that means is, before on Nipissing, I was only allowed to keep one walleye of 18.1 inches or larger. However, when you have a sports license, you can keep 2 walleye on Lake Nipissing. And what's even better is if you go to a lake that's not Nipissing, like around the corner from me here, Trout Lake, for instance. Trout Lake is not under the stupid regulations, not under the same regulations as Nosbonsing. You can keep 4 walleye that are under 17 inches. So as long as you're not fishing Nipissing, you can keep 4 walleye with a sports license. As long as they're under 17, I think it's 17, I gotta look at the regs, but I think it's under 17 inches. And that's the reason why Struckus had to send one of the walleyes back. Actually, he sent them both back that day because he didn't feel like cleaning them, and I don't blame him. Yeah, like I could just go around the corner here, run out and fish and try and catch something. I don't know if winter bass is a thing. I've seen people catch bass through the ice on video, but I know they're very lethargic and they can run forever without food. They'll just go hibernate like a bear and call it. So, but anyway, people, that's the modifications and the repairs to the Smitty Sled. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to give her a maiden voyage tomorrow. Probably going to try the nip opener because nip is now open as of the time this video comes out. Actually, it's been open before way after this video comes out. Yeah. Anyway, people, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, remember, live to win, never give in. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.